What's up, everybody? Before we start this fun episode, I want to tell you about my live date so you can come out and enjoy a great night of stand-up comedy in Boston, Massachusetts at the Wilbur Theater, July 8th. Only a few tickets left. Go get them. Then Poughkeepsie, July 21st to the 22nd. Wise Guys in Jordan Landing, Utah, August 4th and the 5th. Long Island at the Paramount, August 17th in Huntington, Long Island. Dallas, Texas, August 24th through the 26th. Springfield, Missouri, September 7th and 9th. Calgary, Alberta, September 22nd and 23rd. Fort Wayne, Indiana, September 29th and 30th. Red Bank, New Jersey at the Vogel, October 14th. San Francisco, October 27th, 28th. New York at Sony Hall, November 4th. Get those tickets. Providence, November 10th and 11th. Phoenix, November 16th and 17th. Spokane, Washington, December 1st and 2nd. Tulsa Comedy Club, December 8th and 9th. Louisville, December 15th and 16th. And Toronto at the Royal Theater, March 23rd. Patreon.com/Yannis Pappas Hour for our weekly bonus episodes. Please subscribe, support the cast, tell a friend if you love it. We're trying to grow grassroots. Enjoy this episode with my very good friend, Sergio Chicon, the one and only. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new, all-new Yannis Pappas Hour. I'd like to say that again. I am here with animal trainer Sergio Chicon. Presently in Hollywood, he trains parakeets, snakes. If you're doing a snuff film, if you're doing a low-budget film, your own. He's also starting. He's taking a lot on his plate. He's got a lot on his plate. He's a snake trainer. He's got a 300-pound dog here. Full family, full training business. Also does stand-up. Is studying for the bar exam. He wants to be a lawyer. Whatever he can to keep his mind off of cocaine. Sergio Chicon, the Lower East Side's own. Sergio Chicon, my good friend, good to have you again.
Yes, and once again, I made the awful mistake of crossing the horizontal bridge as if I didn't grow up in New York and I don't know how to get around here.
Especially since you made the same mistake already.
Yeah, the first
You
time I
did
did the
it again.
podcast, I want to cross. But you know what? It was a great time to practice my Zen. I said it's not a big deal. It's a 20-minute detour. It's not that big of a deal. Breathe in, breathe out.
You're one of those.
And then I lit up a cigarette in the Fiat. I didn't do that, but I was tempted to do so. Like if that's gonna make you feel any better, it won't.
Yeah.
Now you're just stinking up the car.
Yeah. You're a mixture of old New York and new because you're a Puerto Rican from the Lower East Side, but you do smoke American spirits.
And I wear a lot of Lululemon.
The American spirits is a new New York. Like you can't get a Lucy and get an American Spirit, but you can't walk up to a guy named Carl and say, "Can I have a smoke?" And he'll have Jesse's glasses on with a beard, and he'll look like a mixologist who makes drinks, and he'll pull out a yellow pack of American Spirits.
That's right. I found a lot of people in the bar industry smoke American Spirits, probably because they burn so damn slow.
They burn slow. There's no accelerants on them. Right. Are hipsters over? Are they gone? Nobody talks about hipsters anymore. I feel like that time in, like that period in history is over. Like you still live. Are there hipsters now? Where are they? What are they doing?
They most certainly are hipsters.
Yeah.
But they behave as if they're native New Yorkers. Anytime you ask a hipster or anyone who's like a transplant, they're always here 10 years or longer. They never give the real number.
Do they still have that hipster vibe though, or do they have more of a New Yorker vibe now? Are they walking around with like the glasses, the hair, bed bugs?
Plaid shirts, dirty ass beards.
Yeah,
right?
that's not. They look like they survived a plane crash.
I feel like that's more prominent in Brooklyn.
Is it still going in Brooklyn though?
I think so.
Because it's hard to imagine. It's so expensive in Brooklyn in those areas like Williamsburg and Long Island City. It's hard to imagine you can have a dirty look. It's hard to imagine you can look like you just survived a plane crash.
They're in Bushwick now.
But even Bushwick is expensive.
Bushwick is getting expensive, yeah.
Now, Sergio's a guy who's either very positive and yoga-like, or people are annoying him. People annoy him. You know what I love? I love what he calls me. He's like, yeah, because always good. Yeah, man, you got to be positive about that. You know, you got to look. People, you got to give them. They got childhood trauma. They need to talk it out. But let me tell you about this woman in the gym that annoys me. She left her pants and she's talking to people. Yo, Yanni, let me tell you how annoying she is. I wish she was dead. Did I say that? Let me grab a Lucy. Let me calm down a little bit. And this, of course, is Koda the dog. This is Sergio's dog.
The last time I was on, I was talking about how I brought her on on a flight to Vegas.
That's
right.
And she was 4.5 months old. She was, half that size.
Yes.
And now I got one strike with Delta.
because of it.
I got caught slipping. I thought because I was being a little antagonizing on the pod, like I got away with it. Fraudulent activity.
They were a fan of the pod.
It's possible, but I got written up.
Yeah, well, we made a clip out of it.
Yeah.
So maybe they saw it. They wrote you up. What did they say? They called
said-
you naughty?
They said,
By the way, quick, your Invisalign looks great.
looks good,
Dog,
right?
your teeth are looking special.
Yo,
yo.
Sergio and Chicon. Chicon.
Yeah.
Teeth getting straighter, beard getting grayer, getting stronger. Dog getting bigger.
So
They good, right?
they look real
So,
good.
I talk about that on stage, like how I have an overbite. I'm not going to be able to talk about that anymore.
Yeah,
'Cause
no.
It's a slight overbite
it's
now.
slight now. Yeah.
So everything is straightened out. It's so funny how honest people can be when you make adjustments.
Yeah.
Because this girl was like, "Oh my God, your teeth used to be like this." That's what she they used to be like. I was like, what's that? She had like your upper portion of your teeth were like triangle. Like it was meant to fit into corners to attack little insects that or burrowing.
a custom-made piece of furniture that goes in the
Yeah,
corner.
right. Yeah, fit a little alcove area. I have triangle teeth.
Yeah.
A triangle set.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
said, now they're round.
Yeah.
And then she went on and lifted a kettlebell, moved on. I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's rude. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
But
'cause
I enjoyed it.
they get comfortable with you too, right? Like, because when you're training them, they get comfortable. Sometimes they say stuff like that because you're so friendly. They don't know that it's rude, maybe.
Yeah, I've been training some of these people for years now. So we cross boundaries and it's always respectful, but we got comfortable with each other. You get
Yeah.
comfy.
You get comfy.
Yeah, sometimes I tell them as soon as they walk in, I don't want to do this.
You let them know. You're like, hey, I'm not in the mood right now.
Yeah, I just want to get to it. I don't
Yeah.
want to have to deal with, unpacking your shit.
How's your moods? Your mood's been good?
I
'Cause
take
sometimes,
dips.
yeah.
I take dips.
Yeah, you take dips. Yeah.
I take some dips.
But it's nothing that a couple of cups of coffee and a cigarette can't change.
Sometimes it's just rest.
Sometimes rest.
It's crazy, man, how
Yeah.
a lot of times we think that the world is crashing down on us, but just some rest or good eating or, sometimes just disconnecting rest.
Right? Yeah.
Just
seems
need a
to be-
nap.
A fucking nap.
Are you you also you do journaling too?
Yeah.
A lot of the kids you grew up with, what do you think their reaction would be if you told them that you're journaling?
I don't want to say it because you have to edit that out. Just make more work for Jesse. Yeah, I got a lot of practice.
You know what I like? I like to think about those old pictures of you, dog, with hair and Timbos on, and then just think about this kid one day is gonna be journaling.
Yeah, I journal a lot.
Yo, Doug, you may be one of the only kids on the planet who punched a drug dealer in the stomach and journaled later.
Oh my God. That essential water almost came out my nose.
Yo, do you think he might be the only human being on the planet who punched a drug dealer in the stomach and hooked off on him with a combo against the car and then journaled?
Life is wild.
Life is wild.
Yeah.
You're wild. You're a combination of a lot of things, man. You're an individual.
Yeah, that's
why I love you so much, because you're an individual.
Unique.
You're not a predictable kind of one-dimensional. I feel like sometimes a lot of people are like AI, almost. They're predictable. It's like, oh, there's that guy that does that thing. Oh, there's that guy that does that. Like, most people feel like they're almost background players.
But I've always,
You meet some people who are like well-rounded individuals. You're one of those people.
yeah, but I've always been in touch with my sensitive. I've always been sensitive. I'm a sensitive person.
You're an individual.
yeah, but I've always.
Yeah, when Angela done, I gotta go.
Yeah, so
When Angelo passed away, we were on the phone talking about it. He's like, yo, Yanni, he's gone. And they go, I heard his voice crack. And he went, hey, you know what? He's like, I gotta go, man. And he just left the phone. He
you left the phone on and you just heard me crying down Avenue A.
That was, yeah, I cried too, though. Yeah, but yeah, you're a sensitive guy. You got emotions. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a positive
I've never
thing.
been. I have a cry every other. But I cry easily now.
What is that? Is that our testosterone levels? Because I'm going through the same thing.
Yeah, I cry easily now. I think it's fatherhood. I think we have a great responsibility, and we're a little more sensitive towards like actions that are happening around us, and we just think about our children. I think that's a very. I think that's one of the main things. And maybe our testosterone is dropping.
Yeah, a little
It's taking a dip. Yeah,
It definitely
might be
takes
taking
a dip as you
because
get older.
I, listen. The other day, I was watching a movie called Megan about a robot girl, and I was like, oh, in the movie theater, and I was like, and Charlie was like, "Are you crying?" I was like, "No, that just got me fucked up."
No, it's tough when you have like I think that's what it is. It's weird because, yeah, I took my daughter to her first soccer camp, and I think it might have been the greatest day of my life, which is weird.
Yeah.
It was the greatest day of my life. I mean, I couldn't believe how much fulfillment and enjoyment I had out of it. And yeah, but there's a sadness that comes with it because when you love something that much, then you're like, oh man, now I love something that much. I don't want to lose it. But you're not thinking consciously, I don't want to lose it. It's just a sadness that comes with also realizing that you didn't have it, you should have had it. Now you have. There's just a sadness that comes with beauty. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because you know it's gonna leave, or I don't know. But there is a little bit of a sadness that comes with deep human connection.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's the
or
deepest
maybe
connection.
I just know how much better I'm gonna feel if I just let it out with an ugly cry.
Yo, it's good too. But yo, seriously, can you explain the level of love for a daughter? Like, especially, I can't explain it. Like, I love my wife. I love my friends. You know, in a lot of ways, I got to qualify with my own family. In a lot of ways, I love some of my family members. But it's a whole nother level that's like almost scary how much you love them. It's crazy. She melts. She says that she could she could tell me anything. She could be like, Daddy, I want to kill this guy next door. And then she'll look at me a certain way. I'd be like, we got to do what we got to do, sweetheart. I can help you kill him.
Yeah.
And they know that too, and they start manipulating. Women are funny. Innately, my daughter knows how to lie. Innately. I've just watched it. I don't think she learned it anywhere. I think she's just a woman, and she's like, this is how I'm going to fight in my life. It's just a talent I have. I can lie.
It's a skill set.
Yeah, it's a skill set that I can lie. And it's little innocent lies. Like, I got to go potty. And then she does it, and she smirks. She's getting attention, things like that. But I'm like, that was a lie. You lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, I don't know if all kids are like that. Like, if your son would be like that. We had boys, but my daughter, who's 11 now, if she wants V-Bucks or like some game, she goes, Daddy, like the inflection of her voice changes, and she's like, I love you so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you want? And she's like, it's almost like, I want the news. And she goes to this, I want the new Zelda game. And I'm like, how much is it? She goes, never mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She knows what she's doing.
She knows. They know. I think with a boy,
and she, softens me up and I get the video game.
oh yeah, I think it would kind of probably be different with a boy. You know what I mean? I think it's just something. Yeah, it's boy would be like, I want that. You'd be like, no, dude, I didn't have that. You're not getting that. Go do 10 push-ups. Yeah, come back harder. Go learn some shit.
Yeah.
Go get beat up.
You know what I think about? This is I think it's a strange thing to think about. If I had a boy, would I get him circumcised or not? Because I'm circumcised, but it wasn't a choice in my matter. But I like being circumcised.
Why are you circumcised? I didn't know that. I thought Catholics don't. You Catholic?
My mother would never, practice any religion.
Yeah.
Maybe she just thought it was more sanitary or something. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I'm circumcised. But I can't imagine.
Yo, this dog is so big, I'm using it as an armrest.
I can't imagine making that decision for my son.
Right.
But also, like,
Yeah, you'd almost want the son to talk for himself and be like, yo, this is your piece. What do you want
you
to
want to do that? You go to 18.
Yo, what do you want? You want to feel more, or you want it cleaner?
That's the fact of the matter is, when you're not circumcised, it is more sensitive, right?
It's much more sensitive.
Fuck,
but
no wonder I gotta beat my shit against a wall.
Exactly. Yeah, it chafes over time, but it's less sanitary. That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
So you constantly got to pull the skin back and clean it. I think women like a hoodless warrior. I don't think they like that.
Aesthetically, it's a little more forgiving to the eyes.
For them, for some reason, they don't like it. They don't like the package. They don't like it wrapped up. It looks like a champagne bottle for as a present. They give you a bottle as a present. They just wrap it up. Why do people wrap up the bottle as if you don't know it's a bottle?
Right.
They just take a piece of paper and put it over. You're like, I know what it is. Just hand me the bottle of liquor.
Right.
That's also when you know you're an adult, like a classy adult, when you come over and you hand a bottle of liquor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yo, check this out. Only 64% of newborn boys get circumcised.
nowadays.
In the United States, yeah.
Yeah, it's changed.
Yeah.
Another weird thing that has changed a lot. You don't see teens pregnant anymore. That's done. And
Well, you're going to start seeing a lot more now.
Why is that?
Roe v. Wade's overturned.
oh,
You're going to start seeing a lot
That
more
makes
now.
it- yeah.
Or a lot more, or a lot less coat hangers available. You go to Walmart, Target, you be like, how come they're out of coat hangers? Is this a pandemic? I'm like, nah, there's a lot of girls getting yanked out of bodies.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, Yanni.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I just feel like I don't see like the 14 or 15-year-olds pushing carriages anymore. Like that.
There was a period where you saw that
In
a
the
lot?
90s, I felt like,
Yeah.
there was a lot of young
yeah.
moms.
In Brooklyn, Lower East Side.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
pushing carriages.
Well, I think maybe people,
Like
especially
16 back then was like 34 years old.
yeah, it was, and I think maybe that's what it is. People just grow up slower now, and part of it makes sense. When I was thinking about that, I was going like, you know what? People live longer now, so it makes sense that they grow up longer because they live longer. Back then, it was like if you weren't a man by 24, there's a good chance you won't get a chance to be a man. Get married and all that stuff because like you could die sooner. Whereas now you're kind of counting on the fact you're going to at least make it to 77, 78, which is the average now.
That is the average now.
Yeah,
right?
it used to be like lower. But now, yeah.
Men die
They die quicker,
in
yeah.
the
I gotta-
50s. and
They,
shit.
so we go down with the hearts. I had my heart checked. I had a calcium scan.
How we looking?
I have some plaque. I got some buildup.
Uh-oh.
I have it's not, he said I have a 2% chance. My cholesterol good, all my numbers are good. I have a 2.5% chance to have a heart attack over the next 10 years. But so that's not bad. 2.2% chance. But I have a worse score than 86% of people my age. So that's not great to hear.
It's crazy. This is the shit that we're talking about in our mid-age. I cannot believe I'm a mid-age guy.
Yeah.
That's weird to me. Because I still have the spirit of a young man, and I hang around young people. But I'm a little bit. I think about shit like that.
Yeah.
But I'm still like a creep. Like
More
the
of a
primitive
creep.
mind. The
More of a
primitive
creep,
because
yeah.
I'm older now.
Yeah, more,
So
yeah.
like the primitive mind doesn't really evolve.
Yeah.
So every now and then I ask a young girl a creepy question like, "How old are you?"
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. And like, you can feel that shit.
Yeah,
I don't need to do that.
No,
but it's really, it's like,
You covet more because there's less opportunity. You know that they're looking at you less. So
I
there's more.
I clench my teeth and I'm just like,
And you're not even trying to look cool anymore because you know there's no chance because you're older. So you're not even trying to look cool or so you just let the creep come out on the face.
yeah. I feel like they can read it.
Yeah, there's ugly. You're all cross-eyed, lip.
Stupid.
Yeah. I've caught myself sometimes when I'm masturbating. I'm just like.
Yeah, I mean, you ever been in a situation where someone's like, Jesus Christ, oh my God.
Oh, wait, we broke.
Oh, I'm so
What
sorry.
did we break?
A frame.
Yeah,
The what?
Oh, frame. I'm so
Oh, that's
sorry.
all right. Just don't want it. We got to stop the pod so she doesn't step on it.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
That's all
man.
right.
That's all right.
That's all right, man. It's Jackie Gleason. Whoa.
Hey.
Coda.
Ah,
Come over here.
sick.
We'll be right back after these messages. Everything's okay. Just like a little bit of a glass. To be honest with you, when you got a dog that size, it makes sense something got knocked over.
You know what's wild? That I had a feeling something like that would happen. And yet, even with that intuition, I still brought the dog here.
Yeah, but it's not
I
a
went
big
against
deal.
my intuition. No,
The big deal is only that there was glass over there. If she knocked over something else, it would have been fine. You know.
what do you call? What's that saying?
I look how calm I am about it because it was nothing valuable. It's just a sign. It's fine.
what's
If it was a
that?
camera, I'd been like, yeah, it might have been a good idea to keep him at home. I mean, I don't know if I didn't know if I say you could bring another dude here. I mean, it's like a woman. When you bring that dog over, it's not like you can't say, hey, you got to tell people. You got to go, hey, can I bring my dog over? Because if they don't know, especially the girls, be like, of course, bring your dog over. And then you show up with a full human-sized puppy.
Yeah, she's like the size of a small Asian person.
Right? Yeah. She's like a featherweight boxer?
Right, she's a straw weight.
Yeah, she's a straw weight.
Look at it.
Can anyone ever remember the weight classes?
No.
Can anyone?
There's
Do
way
you
too
remember
many.
them? You know them?
What is it? Straw weight, featherweight, bantamweight, lightweight, cruiserweight.
That's ridiculous.
It's hard to remember.
Yeah, that's
and
ridiculous.
And it's
know
always
which
like
one.
a 3 or 4 pound difference.
Yeah, light heavyweight.
Yeah. Boxing is such a dirtbag sport.
Seriously.
Yeah, well, all
What
that
way?
shit. I just think it's dirtbag in the sense where now like the superstars, they'll fight somebody who's worthy, but then they'll try to dry them out.
What does that
Meaning
mean?
they'll have them fight at a catch weight. For example,
right.
Canelo's a superstar. He's on what they call the A side. So if he wants to fight someone for their title, like a cruiserweight, who's a 200-pounder, he said, yo, to fight me, an A-list boxer, and get this money, you got to drop down to 180 for your cruiserweight title.
So then they got to go and do the whole
Yeah,
sauna, get everything
they got
out
to look
there.
like Christian Bale and the Machinist
Yeah.
to fight him.
What's the point of that, though? Because then they can rehydrate back up to
Yeah,
a
but it's
higher
not
weight.
healthy. You're draining your body. You're beating your body up.
So they know the advantages the other boxers, like, drained.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah, it's that the same thing in wrestling in college. They do the same thing. They do the same
But
thing.
they're
in
not allowed.
UFC.
They dry out if they're not making weight, but they gotta make weight. But in this instance, he's fighting for a cruiserweight title. Asking a guy, I want to fight for your title. That's a 200-pound weight division.
Right.
You don't ask someone, say, but you got to come down to 180, but I still want your 200-pound title.
Right,
That's
right.
dirtbag shit.
It's dirtbag.
But and cutting weight and making weight is hard enough.
Right. But he is the A side.
Right. So they have that. And
He
and
just
boxing-
signed a $100 million fight deal, right? So how does that work in boxing? Is it promoters? Who did he sign a deal with? Did you hear about that?
Yeah. I
Can
mean,
I-
I
he
guess
said
it's the promoters.
So it's promoters. So then do they have the fights already like planned out, or are they just going, we have you for this amount of fights and we'll figure out who the fights are going to be?
That's the way it's done. Yeah.
That shows he's got a lot of star power if they give him $100 million up
Yeah.
front.
He's generating a lot of money.
He generates a lot of money. He's kind of one of the only ones who still generates that,
I
right?
was just thinking, I can't think of another professional boxer.
Superstar like that,
Superstar
general. No,
boxer.
he's like the only one.
Yeah.
Since Mayweather.
Mayweather,
Right.
yeah.
Since Mayweather started fighting the Gotti grandson,
Yeah.
Canelo has.
Boxing has really, it's in its final form. I
Yeah.
hate to say that because I grew up on it too, but it's in its final form.
There's too many organizations. Like,
It's
how
in
many
its final
different?
form.
Like a
Let's be honest.
WBO?
I hate to say it, Serge. It's in its final form.
Yeah.
It's in its
Yeah,
final
it
form.
might be.
I think so. I think when it's become like, I think right now UFC is just, they did that thing. It's sort of like, you know what it's like? It's like Blockbuster Video. It's like, feels like Blockbuster Video when everything started streaming. It's
Yeah,
like,
because the guys who are fanatical about it look like me. They got a little gray on their beard.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like checked
Yeah.
out a little bit.
Yeah.
But what's interesting?
They got a little gray in their beard when they don't just ferment it.
Right.
How much do you put in there?
No, I don't just ferment it.
You just have a little streak?
Yeah, no,
That's a nice streak.
It's coming out. It's coming out.
But that's nice. Yeah, mine's full
Have
blown.
I thought about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I thought about it, but I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that, man.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Verzi goes jet black.
Oh, does he?
He does it. Yeah, he gets it out of there.
Yeah. I can't do that, man. It's just the thing is, I do think I'm a little too light skinned to have a full white beard. So now I'm gonna be bald head with an all white beard. I'm gonna look like a little sperm in the punching bag. Right?
You got time though. I think you're so not even close to it. You got a couple years.
Yeah,
It could come on quick though. Did it come on quick for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes
and
on
early too.
Yeah.
Like mine went in the 30s.
Yeah, you were early.
Yeah, I feel like right after COVID, you don't realize how much stress you're going through, and I think that
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't, it didn't feel stressful. But the great depth, 2019, full black, like I had one or two.
Yeah.
And then after like the end of 2019, it started sprinkling out.
Yeah. So boxing, I think just boxing, it's kind of has that Blockbuster Video feel where it's like, it's an older generation. UFC does it every week. They give you the fights you want to see immediately. You don't got to wait around. There's always an exciting fight coming. You can watch any fight. And
But there are exciting fights in boxing right now.
there are
They
very
just had-
exciting ones,
Yeah, you got Errol Spence against Crawford.
I want to see that.
Ryan Garcia and Tank Dysphoria. There's a lot of good fights coming up, and maybe that they realize that, so they're bumping it up because there are a lot of great fights, and this consecutively happening, right?
And they do big numbers still.
Yeah, so I it should be. I think it'll be fine, but I also don't totally disagree with you. I don't think it's going to be what it ever was back in the days because there's so many other forms of entertainment, especially in combat sports.
Right.
And also in boxing, they also have the YouTubers and stuff who are generating a younger audience. But that shit is dirtbag.
Right.
Because a lot of times you have them fighting each other. And I guess we get caught up in the gossip of it and just like, oh, this is interesting. But it's not really, they're not top-notch athletes, right?
Right.
And it's dirtbag to have like a guy like Jake Paul fight someone who's punchy.
Right.
And he's set up to fight Nate Diaz.
He's gonna.
That's mad irresponsible.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Nate Diaz is 40-something, right? He's got
much smaller,
and he's done.
Yeah,
we talk and like, let's.
Yeah, that's just sad.
It's sad. I mean, he's taking a lot of blows. It's really sad that they're doing it.
And no one intervenes. No one steps in and says, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't take this fight."
Yeah,
because you don't sound the healthiest. Like people just know there's
dude, in boxing,
it's probably gonna be his biggest payday too.
Yeah, and tell me how important it is in boxing when a dude's that much smaller. I mean, it's like. You could hit him a bunch. It's not going to hurt him, right? He's not going to hurt. He doesn't have any power he doesn't have that much power at all anyway.
Yeah, dog.
For his size.
It doesn't look good for him because you're stripping the discipline to just stand-up boxing, and he's older. He's probably he's not as healthiest, and he's smaller. Like, there's a lot against him.
Yeah.
And Jake Paul is going at boxing hard. Like, he's boxing,
Yeah.
So
has the world gotten very gossipy? Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
even men gossip now.
Yo, son,
about the news, everything. We're just like, what's going on? Ew, Hunter Biden.
Yeah, well, I even noticed with certain podcasts,
Yeah.
not so much in the East Coast, but on the West Coast. Like I just every now and then clips will come up, and I'm not sure if this is an LA thing, but they're talking about, oh, he said this and he said that. I'm like, yo, what is it? So it's become like a reality TV show.
It's very reality TV show.
And it's like podcasts that are popping.
Yeah.
That are popping. And I'm like, holy shit. Like,
it's
that's
gotten
wild.
Everything's gotten very gossipy.
Yeah.
Even like when it's about politics, it's not like about policy anymore. You know, it's like nobody's going like, I really love his economic policy. It's very Milton Friedman. It's more like, what did fucking Bobert say to marry Tyler Green? Get the fuck. Did you see how she fucking AOC owned that bitch in the fucking chamber? And then fucking Schumer came and he said, boo. It's almost like everyone's trying to do a mic drop on everybody. Yeah. It's gotten very fucking reality. Reality TV is bad for us.
Well, it's almost like you're living your real life like a reality TV. It's
that
weird.
Gets a little sad when you try to monetize everything.
Yeah.
That's a little weird when you wake up and you're like, what's up? I'm up. How you doing? I'm up. I'm awake. What's going on? I'm awake. Breakfast. Here we go. It's called Sergio. Everybody, Sergio Chicon. And the friends are, people start filming and you didn't expect to be on the, and you're like, hey, how's it going, man? Yeah. You try to perform, but you didn't even want it. Yeah. Sean McCombo, sir. All right, here we go.
Yeah. I've been in situations where there's a lot of cameras everywhere, and I just can't turn it on like that.
Cody,
I
don't
catch
eat my
myself
show.
like on a canoe. Like I thought I was just gonna have a good time on a canoe, and like someone whips out a camera, it's like, yo, say something funny, crazy. And I'm just like, I'm swollen from the fucking Thai food I had the night before. Yeah. I'm not wearing a shirt that I like. I feel like my belly stands like, oh, it's too much. My hat is too small.
You're camera ready.
I'm not camera ready. I'm not feeling it. It's like,
Here's the thing. This is what I'm really worried about, to be honest with you, and you tell me if you agree, Serge. What I'm really worried about is you look at previous generations, right? And they, they start acting a certain way, and older generations kind of shit on them always, right? And the newer generations are always doing something positive that they get shit on. Like, the 60s, they were enacting change. They were doing civil rights. They were opening their minds with drugs and talking about peace and unity. The music was incredible. The musicianship was incredible. The creativity was incredible. There was good things going on. So I feel like the older generation was wrong. I feel like the older generation was like, they were just curmudgeon-y in there. But I think when we say it, I think we're right. That's what's scary. I think we were a sexier generation. Like, I think we had rock and roll. I mean, is it fucking rock and roll to like take a picture wherever you are and take a picture of your food and be like, oh my God, I'm here with this person. What's up? Yeah. Let me get some likes on Instagram. Is there anything less fucking sexy than like trying to look cool on Instagram.
Yeah, dogs. I was walking to Central Park the other day, and these 3 girls, they were taking a picture, like a selfie, and it reminds me of some shit you said in the past. Like it took like 20 minutes, and they were like, hashtag cute girls of NYC. Are you gonna hashtag that? Cute girls of NYC.
Dude, we used to drink 40, smoke weed, bring girls over, hide in closets. It was a lot of fun. It was like, play basketball. We'd be outside. We'd go to parties.
You
We'd
sound
get
like
chased.
Such a boomer right now.
Such a boomer, right? No, but we did. We were out fucking side, man. You know, it's funny. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe everyone's outside. Thankfully, I haven't hung out with 14-year-olds, so I don't know what they're doing.
I always go by music, and I'm a big hip hop fan. And there's a lot of hip hop right now. So when we came up,
sometimes at times where I'm like, I'd like to cool down. Yeah, you're a big hip hop fan. I learned that at 1 a.m. coming back from Syracuse, and I was trying to concentrate on the road when there was a misty haze going. It's like 2 a.m. We fucking misty haze. I'm trying to concentrate. I got Mobb Deep blaring in my ear. Let's go. Let's go 98.7. Less 97.1.
It was your idea to go down to, he wants to go to, Syracuse at 1 o'clock in the morning.
It was a stupid idea.
Yeah, we left Gotham Comedy Club at 1 in the morning, and we were driving, and it looked like we were going to...
Dogs, we were on a desolate highway. It was like a rain that you couldn't see, and I was tired, and I was like, yo, I got to really... concentrate. And the thing is, like, I can't tell. You want to be a confident driver. You want to make the.
But we couldn't see like 10 feet ahead of us.
I should have just said, "Hey, Serge, I don't feel safe right now." But you didn't have any idea. You were smoking a Lucy out the window, blaring fucking Lamont, whatever unknown hip hop rapper from the 90s. Fucking Big L on 10, just smoking a cigarette, leg up. I didn't want to ruin your time. I'm sitting there like this with my glasses on.
10 and 2.
I cut you off though for a joke. You're a hip hop fan?
No, it was.
You judge everything by music.
Yeah, so the hip hop now. So when we listen to Mobb Deep, those guys, they got involved in some shit. But there's a specific genre of rap right now, and it's called drill rap. You guys heard of it?
No.
And it's like block gangster music, but they really kill each other. It's like real. Like they actively keep a scoreboard.
That's not good.
No, it's not good. So it's like a recording of the times. It's really bad because the music speaks to like what's going on, and this shit is really going on, and it's that they're making money doing it. So they all a lot of them are independent artists, and they get tons of hits on YouTube or whatever. They get a record deal, right? Then I've even heard that some of these record companies, once they sign it, they buy a life insurance policy on them, right? And they only live for like 5 years after their record deal. A lot of them get killed or they get locked up and they get like football numbers. It's pretty wild. But with all that being said, I still listen to it. I support it. I'm listening to it like I feel very irresponsible.
That is very irresponsible.
Yeah, I tap my feet.
You're basically an accessory to a murder.
Yeah, I feel a little irresponsible. I'm conflicted.
Yeah, you should be conflicted.
Yeah, music does
but the music's good though, right?
Some of it gets you hype, man, on a run.
Yeah.
Imagine if rappers with the tight jeans and they hold a stacks of money like that. I'm listening to shit like that. I need to fucking grow up. It's like I need to grow the fuck up. Like I'm very disappointed in myself.
Yeah, you're a father. You can't. Yeah.
You
got snakes you need to take care of. You can't.
8 o'clock in the morning, like Liz is painting, Charlie's doing her schoolwork, and I'm like, your shit get ugly. Everybody around me thugging. Like, what the fuck? I'm a 43-year-old man with heavy bags and a salt and pepper beard. Like, what is wrong? Like, I don't like that. I'm like, you
gotta give it up. You gotta move on.
Bit.
You gotta go like Al Green. You gotta just put Al Green on.
The guys I listen to, they're called Little or Pooh.
Yeah.
There's a guy I listen to, his name is Pooh. Pooh Shiesty, and I like him, and I follow his, I go on his Instagram, but I don't follow him, so I'm like a girlfirend, an ex-girlfriend that has peaks on him.
You just
like,
check in.
I check in.
You have to search for him.
Because he's in jail, so I'm like wondering when he's going to get home.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I don't have the time. And I'm doing this with my time, which is concerning.
That's concerning, yeah. It is
and I'm fully aware of that, and that makes it worse because I'm not ignorant.
Right.
I'm fully aware.
It would be better if you were unaware.
If I was really like, this is, but I'm fully aware.
Yeah.
It was like when I was using drugs, I was fully aware of the repercussions of it. That's why it's like a little bit of a drug. Like, it feels irresponsible. I don't have a good grasp on. I'm like, is it okay to listen to this shit? Or,
It just, what is it? It gets you hype and you
it
like
gets you
that.
hype and sometimes, but
But
I
what
catch
about-
myself like saying the words like, what in inappropriate time.
Yeah.
And like I'm saying, everybody around me thugging. No one's thugging around me.
Yeah,
I'm
no. Your wife is attending to the
and
backyard.
yeah. And I know like it turns
Charlie's
her
put
off.
together a mixtape to impress you. Yeah.
And I know it turns Liz off.
Yeah.
Like I say it,
You-
and she goes like this, oh God.
Yeah.
And like I know her vagina just fucking dries up and cracks and falls in the sleeve of the hemming of her jogging pants.
Yeah, no, she don't want to date a teenager from
No,
the
she doesn't
90s.
want to
No.
hear that. She goes, oh God.
Yeah.
She goes, ugh. And then she walks away, her butt sticks out like that.
Yeah. She's married. She's like married to one of the kids from Crisscross.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Yeah, your
So
daughter's
that's-
making a compilation of singer-songwriter songs. You're like, hold on, let me finish listening to Little Murderer.
Yeah. So there's old school music that I already figured. I've come to grips with. This music means something to me. For example, you know, you can't play R. Kelly everywhere. People will shut. A younger person
Yeah.
would tell you, R. Kelly seems inappropriate. I've had that done.
Right.
Like, inappropriate. They were all going to play R. Kelly. They'll do that shit.
Right.
That new age, you know.
You're like, the music didn't do anything to anyone. He did it.
So
It's
I
the
say,
song.
yo, and I feel like telling them, yo, the fact of the matter is, I lost my virginity to R. Kelly, so it means a lot to me.
It means a lot. You're not taking that from me.
I mean, I didn't lose my virginity to him. He didn't fuck me.
Right.
That sounded so bad. Yeah, it sounded. You guys believe me, right? I lost my virginity to R. Kelly's song.
Right.
So I have
Which
a close
one?
affinity. It seems like you're ready.
Seems. How does that one go?
Seems like you're ready. It was on the first album. Yeah.
I feel like I was there.
Yeah. I left my boxes on too.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah, I left
Oh,
my-
you pulled it through the hole?
Yeah, I pulled it on.
I
Gap
remember
shorts,
those
they were
days.
plaid.
I remember that
Gap
insecurity.
shorts. They were
I
my
remember-
best. I had a feeling I was gonna get ass.
Yeah.
So all my other ones were like briefs, with
Yeah.
maybe a little stain on it. And these are clean red plaid, and I wore them shits.
Do you remember the loose boxer days?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the loose boxer days? What was the point of those? They're loose, like it's not holding anything.
Yeah,
Why were
they
those
right
underwear?
uncomfortable, like,
Yeah, what was the point of those?
I still rock those.
You don't get boxer briefs?
Nah, I rock the loose
Dog,
ones.
Jesse, you gotta join the rest of the world in 2023, dog.
I like the loose
I mean,
ones.
you gotta fucking join the rest of the world. You're still wearing boxer shorts?
Yeah.
Like my dad did when he
Oh, yeah.
died?
Hanes.
yeah.
Yeah. what do you
Loose,
wear?
just walking as loose
yeah.
as your pants?
Those are the most comfortable.
They don't have any button. It's just like
Nah, yeah. Just,
There's no support for your junk.
I like the freedom. What do you wear, Sergio?
I wear boxer briefs.
Everyone wears boxer briefs.
I'm
We
the only
updated.
one.
The world updated. That's like saying you still listening to fucking 8 tracks. It's like having a DVD player. You may be the only here in this room right now. We may have the only person who punched a drug dealer and then later journaled, and the only person who still may be wearing just boxers. I don't even think they have boxers on when you go to the store. I don't think you can get them.
Amazon.
You can get boxers on Amazon.
yeah.
What brand? Hanes?
Hanes. Yeah.
Oh, you get like 20 for like.
Oh yeah.
The
$5.
computer doesn't put a question mark up. Like what?
Yeah. They asked me how old I am.
Coda's like, listen, I don't understand podcasting. All I know is I want to play. I don't know what you're doing. You're sitting around with your boy. This is work? He's like, yo, give me something to pull. I need to pull. My dad fucking pulled 2,000 fucking pounds. I got to knock some shit over. I just want to go in his brain right now. What the fuck? What's this? What does that smell? I want to knock that over. Is that a Chinese guy out there? I can smell him. Look at this guy. Let me go back to this guy. This guy's got a dog.
She's a country dog, right?
Yeah, I mean, she loves it up there.
No, you want to know what's funny about that dog? That dog has the life of a hedge fund CEO.
Yeah.
In the city during the week, and then on the weekends goes out to the wife.
There you go. There you go.
Dog, did you know you right now have the life of like a hedge fund CEO?
Yeah,
That
go
you-
to the house on the weekend.
Yeah, and then you see the family on the weekend. During the week, you're staying in New York, in your apartment in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sergio got 2 spots.
Yeah, and now I don't even want to like do any stand up. I love doing stand up, and I want to continue to train people. But a lot of times, I think about opening this aviary, like a reptile farm, or what's the one with the birds? An aviary.
An aviarium, I think. I don't know. I just went for it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to work for animals.
I know you told me that.
I
and
just want to be secluded.
I tried to talk you off the ledge.
Yeah, I
You were
want to
like-
bring Cane Corsos and Russian tortoises. Part of me wants to just do that.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know,
This is started from scratch.
Yo, you know what's funny, dog? I didn't even notice this because I hadn't watched the Maurisa like 4th video in years. Like I haven't fucking watched
That's
it.
the one that we did at the apartment, the studio apartment?
No. This was like before I knew you when I did Maurisa.
Okay.
Like we had like 1 or 2 conversations. I didn't really know you that well. And I was watching the 4th Maurisa video, and there's a part in it where she says, I got a pet snake. Remember, she's like, I got a pet snake.
Yeah.
Did I get that? Did I know you then?
Oh, I don't know.
Or did I just,
It's just some very Puerto Rican shit, though.
is that some Puerto
I
Rican
think
shit?
it's Puerto Rican shit. We're
I
known
think it's Puerto, yeah, you guys, yeah, because Angelo had chickens in the bathtub too.
He had chickens in the bathtub?
He told me a story. Yeah, his uncle had chickens in the bath. His uncle came from the village in Puerto Rico, and he would let the chickens hang out and they got hungry one night. Him and his the uncle and his father or another uncle, whatever, got drunk one night, and they were hungry, so they slaughtered one of the chickens in the apartment because he was from the village. I get it though, dude. Like I have relatives in Greece. That's how they eat.
Yeah.
They just
they
have
might
the
have
chicken.
a goat just
no, they
chilling
just
in the
eat. They take the chickens. They take the eggs.
Yeah.
They fucking slaughter the goats.
My
But I
fa-
just
my-
think that's funny that it happened in an apartment in Washington Heights.
Yeah. I mean, I had a neighbor.
And Angelo said he was sad. He said he loved the
This
chicken.
is pet chicken.
I remember that story,
Yeah.
actually.
But I was watching the video. I was like, holy shit, is that just a fucking... Is that a coincidence? Like, fucking, did I chat? Am I fucking... As I think all Puerto Ricans have exotic animals.
Yeah, then, if we're not opposed to having them in a New York City tenement. We're not opposed.
No. Puerto Rican, New York, tons of Puerto Ricans everywhere. A couple of hot spots always. LES, hotspot. What are the Washington Heights, but a lot of Dominicans, but the Puerto Rican hotspots growing up.
The Bronx.
The Bronx was a big hot spot. What neighborhoods in Brooklyn?
Lower East
Sunset
Side,
Park.
Sunset Park.
Sunset Park was a big hot spot. Lower East Side. Those were probably the 2 biggest.
Harlem.
Spanish Harlem.
Yeah.
Those are probably the 4 right
Oh,
there.
Yeah, for sure.
So you
Spanish
got, Sunset Park, Washington Heights, the Bronx, Spanish Harlem, and the LES. Those were the hot spots. When you went there, he was like, you were in Puerto Rico. There was a lot of and we had a lot of Puerto Ricans here. Wait, I'm getting confused. We're not in, but I looked at you and I'm like, we're on 6th Street.
In Park
In
Slope.
Park Slope,
Yeah.
we had a lot of Puerto
Fifth
Ricans.
Avenue.
5th Avenue and down. A lot of Puerto Ricans. Yeah.
Was that guy that battle rapper Pumpkinhead Puerto
Yes,
Rican?
Yeah.
yes, he died. Unfortunately, they named the block after him. though.
Yeah, man, I was watching some battle raps of him. He was fucking dope.
He was dope.
He was dope.
That dude could rhyme. And he had a little moment.
Yeah, he did.
He had a moment.
How'd he die again?
Like heart failure, right?
Something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like some shocking like heart thing. I don't know.
You know, those
I
battle
spoke
rap.
to him right before closely before he died. Like we were like talking. It was like, ugh. I went back. I hate when when someone dies, you go back and look at the
Yeah.
messages. I hate that shit.
Those battle rappers, or like rappers like that, have like the same kind of lifestyle of a comic, just trying to break in. It's a lot of
Yeah.
traveling, like eating like shit.
I feel like
Hanging out.
I almost feel like they kind of missed. They were in between eras too. You know what I mean? Like kind of like us, our age. They were our age group, so they were like in the old world, like trying to break it in the old world as the new world was emerging. But they were kind of a little too older, so they kind of missed that like do it yourself, put it out there. Because they had some fucking songs that if they were younger and put out, like they had some fucking. So, like I put one of their songs in the Maurisa video.
That's right.
That's Word of Mouth and Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
So one of their independent songs is in that video. And if they would have put that song out like now on like fucking SoundCloud and all that, those songs were banging and lyrically like through the roof. But they were just like, that was a time where the internet wasn't popping yet. You know, it was like early 2000s, 2002. You know, they were in their late 20s, 2002. So he just missed it.
Were they that young? I thought they were older.
No, late 20s. Well, Pumpkinhead, yeah, no, it's early 30s or late 20s around there, around early 2000s. For sure, early 30s, maybe early 30s, yeah. Finally, yeah, they give in. Finally, Koda's going down.
Oh, yeah.
She's not happy about it, though.
Well, also helps that I gave her some fentanyl.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, she can handle it.
That'd be funny if Sergio's like, yeah, if she knocks something over, I'm just, whoop, here's a little bone. You gave her Benadryl. You knocked out the dog on the plane,
yeah,
right?
for like 4 she knocked out for like 3 or 4 hours.
Was she just up there like a dog?
Yeah, she looked like every other fucking dope head on Avenue A in the Lower East Side.
She's a beautiful dog. She's got kind eyes, too. I love big tough dogs that are kind.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's a fun combination.
People get scared when she's walking down the street.
Oh yeah, man. So it's
They go, I love dogs.
yeah, it depends, right? Because if I'm not in the mood, I just like look straight because there's a lot of attention I'm getting with this dog, right?
Yeah.
And I could see people, but if I make eye contact with somebody and they go, "Oh my God," Coda would like, and I say something to them, then she'll this is okay to say hello, and then she loves the attention, and she'll lay up in the middle of the street. And and have all these people petting her. And, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I kind of like her. I have a feeling she's gonna be the type of dog that is a little more assertive as she gets older. My dog Curry was too sweet. Like you want a dog to set boundaries with people.
Right.
I was walking this.
Wait, what do you mean by set boundaries? With
like not everybody is to be trusted.
Right.
If you see someone
Right.
without shoes,
right,
walking out and
Right.
they got dirty fingernails, that's a red flag.
right.
Right. So one time I'm walking down the street with my previous dog Curry, and this guy was huge. He looked like he was probably 230 pounds, and he was muscular, and he was barefoot, and he was shirtless.
And Curry was
and, yeah, and she's like, "Oh, who's this?" And he from far away, he does this. And starts clapping his hands and getting a catcher stance like that. Come here, girl. And she like ran over to him and like threw her back at him. And he's like, I used to have these dogs in Alabama. And he's like literally smacking her ass. And it's in a weird way.
Yeah.
He's like squeezing. And then she looks at me like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a little uncomfortable. I was like, look what you put us into.
Yeah,
Look what you got
yeah.
us into.
Yeah.
And I would, and then he like smacked her butt again. And she
Yeah.
was like, and I just wish that she would have had the fucking sense
Yeah.
to get away from that situation.
Yeah,
Because what if he would have smacked my ass?
Right. Yeah. Plus, they can't. Sometimes dogs love humans too much.
Yeah, so it's nice to have a dog. Set some boundaries and know like this guy's strange.
Yeah. My dog.
Read the room.
Yeah. Read the room a little bit. Read the room. My dog's very skeptical of people at first. She's such a good watchdog. That's like she's got it. Like, that must have been what she was bred for a little bit. Like I know she's a mutt. She's a street dog, mostly lab kind of. It looks like, but she's a watchdog. Any person coming, it's raw. But I'm so used to her now. Like I just go. She goes and smells, and then it's fine. So I know she's not a biter. That's not her thing. She's a watchdog though. She'll bark. She's scared. She's got a loud bark. But all she does is goes. It doesn't even make. It's funny how we bred them because the dog is. You can tell the dog's making noise because someone's there, and that's all that they do. Because then after that they go and love them. So
Right.
it's like they're just letting you know, like, hey, someone's here. You make the call whether it's a bad situation or not.
Right.
Because if you don't do something like make it so they're bad, then they're my new owner. I don't know any different. I'll go to them. Like I'm just letting you know somebody's here. It's up to you to figure out whether they're a criminal or not. It's on you.
Have you ever had a weird situation at the house or nothing? Right, it's just quiet up there. Have you ever
It's
with an
quiet.
animal or anything?
Oh, animals, yeah. Animal. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we saw a limping. What do you call those? Not a mountain lion, but I hate when
fox.
this happens. No, the other type of cat that we have in New York.
Bobcat.
Bobcat. So we saw a limping bobcat, and it was in the backyard. My wife called animal control. They come real quick. They don't have a lot to do all day. They showed up like in 30 seconds,
That's
and then they
hilarious.
stayed and talked. I'm like, you guys, yeah. I mean, when you're
They're bored.
when you're an animal cop, they're animal cops, so they don't got nothing going on.
Yeah, in upstate New York, there's not a lot of activity. It's
This
very
dog,
fast.
animals don't commit crimes.
Right.
There's no, so they got nothing to do.
Unless somebody's like breeding dogs to fight,
Exactly.
or
Yeah.
or having chickens in bathtubs.
Yeah. So they were like animal welfare cops or whatever. They got guns and everything, which is funny. They show up, but they were lingering too long talking to us. That's how I knew they didn't have anything to do. I was like, we're not that curious. I don't have that many questions. Because they're like, yeah, that one was probably okay. We got a call about that. A couple other neighbors told us the bobcat. As long as you stay away from the bobcat, they want to share their knowledge with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want a dog. You want to keep the dogs away because if the dog charges, that's when the bobcat engages. And they use words like that, engages. They don't say like shit like that's when it'll attack. It's like protocol. That's when the bobcat will engage your dog.
That's hilarious.
And they can be pretty aggressive when they engage. Yeah, dog. I mean, we got the Ring camera. I've seen all types of stuff. Foxes, by the way, are gorgeous. I mean, they're the most dude. When you look at a fox in the face, I can't believe these wasps kill foxes. They go on fox hunts and stuff. First of all, they're smart. They kill
they
shit.
have black dress socks on too, right? Like,
Yeah,
like they're about to go to bachata dancing, right? They got black dress socks.
Yeah, and
they're
like,
regal.
They're regal, and they got like greenish, yellowish, like gorgeous eyes.
They're smelly though. I hear they're very smelly animals.
I never got that close. You got close?
I domesticated one.
You did. I'm sure it makes sense.
That's another one that they will use, but you can't domesticate these animals.
Yeah.
You don't want to engage with them.
No, don't engage. They're not domesticatable.
Right.
They're not domesticated animals. These are wild animals here. Do not engage. Engage is a big word. So yeah, they look at you, dog. They're gorgeous and they're deep. They're like smart. Like I guess that's where it comes from. You can see how smart they'll get to your chickens. Yeah. If you have chickens, they'll get to your. If you have a little mini dog or whatever, you leave it out. They'll get it.
I want to have chickens, but you gotta have the fence and everything.
You should get them. You get free eggs.
Yeah.
You get free organic eggs, but you have to, and you got to go underground because they'll dig under. The foxes will dig under and get. So you got to put
crafty.
the fence under. They're crafty.
Wow, look at Jesse. He pulled up the story about a 525-pound tiger living in Harlem. Remember that story?
I remember the story.
The guy got bit. Look at that. That's such an iconic New York City photo.
Yes.
Is it a project building? Was it the Bronx or Harlem?
It was in Harlem.
Harlem. What says right there? Yeah, I mean, wild. So the story goes, right? And he got the kitten. He had it for like a year or two. And he got bit by the cat. And then he went to the hospital and told them, "Oh yeah, I got bit by my pit bull." And they were like, "This looks a little suspect." And then they called the cops and said he got sliced by with a machete, like a machete, or there's a real problem going on.
Yeah.
And they sent the authorities, and they found that fucking tiger. And that tiger was only loyal to that one owner. One time the brother went in, and he said that he saw like a cue ball in the darkness, like a green eye just turned around. It was like the size of a cue ball, and it was a tiger's eye.
Can you
Dark,
imagine?
down the hall.
Yeah.
And it went,
Yeah. You imagine like, yo, I think you forgot to tell me you own a tiger, man.
yeah. And just buying like crazy raw meat and storing it on the floor.
Yeah, you have company over, you hear, and you go, yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. Is anyone allergic to tigers?
I mean, look
I
at
hope not.
look at how aggressive it was. It's a wild scene.
Dude, imagine being that tiger and just all your instincts that you're born with and your brain has nothing to do with this environment. You're probably fucking bugging out, dude. You're seeing a guy hanging out the window in the sky. First of all, you're like, what the fuck is a window? Why can't I kill this guy? Why can't I see him? And why can't I kill him? I bet you a lot of animals at the zoos are like that too. Like gorillas are going like, why can't I fucking kill this person doing this? Why can't I rip this
there's
person?
a little moat. Right?
Yeah.
It's a dry moat.
Yeah. One of the funniest stories I ever heard was when I was doing social work. I was working with this guy who's now a Lutheran pastor. We talked about him the another episode, but he also told me this other story that he had a friend who went on a first date to a zoo. And did I tell you this story?
Oh,
I mean, I laughed. I mean, it was like,
it with the
I'll
llama?
never be able to recreate it, but the way he told it to me, I don't know why, because I pictured it, and he told it to me seriously because it did happen. So he was with the girl, and he was on a date, and he really liked the girl. He was impressed with the girl. They went to the zoo, and it was one of those open enclosures with the monkeys, right? And he said he started taunting the monkeys. And all the monkeys started pelting him with shit. Him and his date, and they were connecting, like because they were in. It was one of those things where you can look at them down low, and you're walking above. I don't know which zoo it was.
Like a rainforest.
Yeah, like something like that, where you're walking above and you're walking. So he was in it, so they couldn't get away. So the monkeys were jumping up and fucking pelting them, and they were covered in shit. The monkeys fucking covered them in shit, like strikes, just bang, bang, and the girls screaming and running, and then afterwards he saw like there was signs everywhere: "Do not taunt the monkeys." And he didn't see it.
Wild.
Yeah, they will throw shit at you, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, these are some of my favorite videos. Dog, if you ever get in a dark place, these are, I think these, this is a message to anyone out there. If you ever get a dark place, I think one of the good things about the internet is not when you start watching bad stuff and other, like cop videos. You can find stuff like this where chimps are throwing things at people at the zoo. I know it gets Jesse every time. There's nothing better. I mean, is there anything better that... They really pelt it, too.
In her face?
Oh, he went under. Yeah, he went under.
Why is she removing it?
He came from under. Did you see that? He gave a softball pitch.
Oh my God. I wish you could pull that in and see it bigger.
She's in a wheelchair. She couldn't get out of the way. She's in a wheelchair.
Oh, damn.
Do you ever see the one where they throw it at the little girls? The little girls were taunting them?
I've never seen this one. That's
There's so many
hilarious.
videos. Yeah, they're so fun. Oh, God. Yeah, he's throwing some little kids were taunting the monkey. And they do it like this. This is the one. This is the one.
That's a baboon.
Yeah, it's a baboon. This is the best.
They have the weirdest chapped asses.
Yeah. This is the best.
Oh, she threw something at him.
Yeah, it's the best.
He's like, oh, yeah, hold on a second.
This is it.
Uh-oh.
They're taunting him? Yeah. Don't taunt the monkeys.
Oh.
Yeah, he don't like it. He's like, all right, what can I get you?
Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. Listen.
Look at her face.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
See that? Where's my shirt?
The way she kept her arms out.
Where's the napkin? We need a napkin.
We need a napkin.
I wonder what that is. Why? I wonder why they throw the shit at you.
They're so smart. They know it's offensive.
No, yeah. They must.
It comes out rapid fire, too, right? He threw like Chinese stars, like 6 of them at once.
It's funny. Yeah. It's funny is that he had that on the side. He had it.
He looked so upset. Yeah, he was like, "Where's my shit?"
He was like, "Where's my shit?" He's like, "I'll teach these little chicks." Yeah.
He made like an angry face
Yeah,
and
he
went to
did.
the side. He had like a stash.
He was not thrilled about it.
He had a stash of fecal matter.
Yeah. So I mean, when this kid told me the story, I was just I started cracking up, dying laughing.
That was good.
I mean, imagine being on a first date and you're just caught in this area and they're just pelting you. And it was all the monkeys started throwing shit. So they walked out. He said there was shit all over them.
It reminds me of a story I heard from. I was reading this. It was called Road Stories. It's a book about comedy and comics on the road telling wild stories. And there was a comic, I forget his name, but he said he went to a zoo and that he was fucking with a llama, and it was like you could pet the llama, and he was like, and the llama, fucking threw some shit out of his mouth, spit on it, yeah. And he smelled for the entire day. This llama projectile. Yeah. And just imagine trying to move on with the day.
Yes.
And as it dries up, even if you washed it, you're like, you want to get a sandwich?
Yeah.
You just smell like this.
Yeah. Oh God. Like these girls, they have to go home with a little shit on them. Yeah. Has anything bad happened to you ever like that with any of your animals?
Listen, I was trying to do a tutorial video
Yeah.
on how to handle snakes and how friendly they are and how they're misunderstood. And in the middle of that, I got bit by a snake.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking bitch.
No, kids, see what they're doing there is that's a love bite. That's a mating practice.
But it was my fault because it was my Mexican black king snake, and they're called king snakes because they eat other snakes. And I was handling another snake, so she mistaken my finger for another snake. The scent,
So you had one of those snakes? You had a snake eating snake?
Yeah. I still
what
have
did you
her.
feed?
Her name is Elvira.
So
I
what
got
do
her
you-
from the Bronx.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Because it's illegal to have that, right?
No.
You can leave.
They're legal. It's so funny because I go on Craigslist and I try to bargain with people to give me their pets for free.
Yeah.
So I say, if you want to make sure that your pet, you want to have peace of mind and ensure your presence be taken care of properly. I'm the man for you. I'll write a whole email, and I'll show them pictures of my enclosure, how I set it up, and they'll be like, yeah, just take the snake, pick it up.
Yeah,
Because they're getting emails left and right of people trying to haggle them for $100 and asking dumb questions. I'm like, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And I picked up the snake, and it's weird, man, because I went to the Bronx, and this guy wasn't there who I was supposed to buy it from. His girlfriend was there. So he put her in a potentially dangerous situation. They didn't know me. So now I'm like in their apartment, and
well, they're probably not someone who makes great decisions to begin with, that they have a snake-eating snake. And now on top of that, they're just giving it to a stranger off of Craigslist. So him not being home is probably the third least safe thing in that scenario.
Yeah, so I want to breed her.
I want to know what it's like to be in your head and just be you for it, that you're just sitting there and you're going, I need another snake. And then you just crawl on a Craigslist, start surfing around. And then you actually get on the phone with a complete stranger. And you convince that complete, I'm really good. I'll take care of this snake.
I think
and then you take a drive by yourself. Buy yourself up there and retrieve the snake.
Yeah.
And then love it and take care of it for the rest of its life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to West Nyack one time.
Despite the laws of this land.
I told you about the one I went to West Nyack.
How many do you have total now?
8.
That's a lot of snakes.
Yeah.
And one of them's a snake-eating snake?
Yeah.
So you have to feed it other snakes.
No, it eats mice, but they had the potential of eating.
Other snakes.
Yeah.
So you got to keep that one separated from the other ones.
Yeah, they're all separate from each other.
Now, why are snakes so good?
I find
Why do they get a bad rep? Is it because they bite, they eat things, and they're sociopaths?
No, I think because the one, I think is it's ingrained in us through like the Bible and everything that they're dark and menacing creatures.
Well, they don't have feelings.
They don't.
They're reptiles, right? Same with the crocodiles.
Yeah, but a lot of
can't have
animals
them-
don't have.
yeah.
A lot of mammals don't have feelings. But I think the reptiles are misunderstood, right? So they're you have the story of like Adam and Eve. That's just ingrained in us, right? And there's multiple stories like that. Then the fact that they eat animals that we think are cute, like rabbits and shit. People don't want to see that shit.
No.
But I find it to be very soothing and relaxing. I love watching them. And
When they eat it, do you feed them rabbits sometimes?
yeah. Nah, they're all frozen thaw. They're not
Yeah.
live. I'm not into that shit.
Yeah. But it could be fun to watch once in a while. I'll watch it live. That's fun. But it's almost bad because the guy, they can't get away, right? You put him in the cage and it's like he doesn't have a shot. I like it when they have a shot.
Yeah.
So it's like they got a shot to get away. But at Sergio Chicon's home, they don't have a shot.
So back in the 90s, we didn't have this option.
Yeah.
You didn't get frozen thawed. I would have to go to a pet store on 14th Street, Petline Discounts, get a jumbo rat, and they put in a thin-ass box with little holes that can't even keep a parakeet in there. And I'll be on the M22 bus, and the rat would get out. So I'll be on the M22 bus with a rat in a plastic bag, like, everything is okay.
Yeah, how come they don't
They'll
catch
chew through
rats?
that shit.
How come they don't catch rats in New York City and give them to pet
Oh,
owners?
they're filled with disease and poison.
That's the problem, yeah.
I had a snake growing up, but he was born in captivity, so he couldn't kill the rat. So we used to go to the pet store, and the guy would kill the rats for us. He'd pull them out of a tank and just throw them against a cinder block that was against the wall.
That's how shit was back in the day, yeah.
And then we'd come back with 8 rats, and then we just throw it in the tank with him, and the snake would eat them.
Yeah, you had a snake too.
I had an 8-foot boa constrictor.
Yeah, I don't understand. You two are the most thoughtful, empathetic guys I know. What's up with the fucking snakes, guys? Your snake got away and was found in the wall, right?
He did escape once. Yeah,
escape once.
My snake got a pneumonia and died. It was sad.
How does a snake get pneumonia?
You
I
probably
don't
didn't
know.
keep the temperatures right.
Yeah.
I've been fucking up though, man. I have a very full plate, a very full schedule, and 3 times last week I left the enclosures open, so I walk into the apartment just to see like my 7-foot Burmese python
Just out?
on the floor. I'm like, oh, Oliver, you silly goose. Who's naughty? Who's getting out there home?
Dude, so you have to feed all 8 of them. How often do they eat?
Once every couple of weeks. Or
Once
something
every
like
couple
that.
weeks. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm
not
mixing
that
up.
hard to feed yeah.
Easy.
And what about, where's the cat?
The cat is up in the other house.
And what other animals? Just the snakes? 8 snakes, 1 dog, 1 cat. That's it.
I have in the apartment. I have 8 snakes and 1 dog.
8 snakes and 1 dog. That's not that, okay. For Sergio's, that's not that bad. I
And
mean,
then
at
we
one
have
point,
we have the 2 cats at
2
the
cats
house.
at the house. You could get into you could open a serpentarium.
A serpentarium.
Yeah, what are they called? Yeah, there's a I think it's
Is
called
that what it's called?
serpentariums or
That's
something like
pretty
that.
Reptiles.
A reptilian, a reptarium.
A reptarium.
You got a lot of interest, and you're good at a lot of things.
I appreciate
You're
that,
good
man.
at a lot of things.
Like I said, I want to slow down and just work with animals.
So what's going on? Like lately, you've been feeling sensitive. You've been watching stuff. You've just been getting in touch with shit. What's going on?
Well,
You want to go deeper. I'm in the same place. I feel like we're in the same place, same age. I think it does have a lot to do with being a father or whatever.
I think it has to, and I think you reach a point in your life where a lot of what, not to say we're not fulfilled in many different areas in our life, but that there is a spiritual aspect that I want to be filled.
Right.
I just want to know how I could connect to like the earth a little more.
Right.
And just it just feels like I need to be more involved with the universe's calling or something like that. And comedy can't fulfill it, working out can't fulfill it, my family can't fulfill it, but I think it all correlates with one another.
Right. Yeah, it has something to do with connection to like the source energy or other. You get it through connecting with other people, helping other people is big.
And I also think what is inspiring these thoughts is that we live in a weird time where we're getting bits of information that are not always good, constantly snapped at you. So it's very draining and extracts energy from you.
Right, especially if you're like a sensitive person who takes things in.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not one thing, it's another. It's like, especially in a day and age where all of that shit's on the internet, right? So it's like boom, 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 back to back throughout the day. Then you have your own life with your own relationships with people, and those go up and down. So it's like, I want something that feels like,
God shit.
Yeah.
So what?
Like I got something you can always kind of go back to and be like, oh, it's all for this.
What? Why haven't? Are you thinking about like? There's like yoga. There's things like that do that, like meditation, yoga, spiritual stuff, ayahuasca. You gonna take ayahuasca?
I'm scared that shit might trip me out.
Yeah, I think it's gonna trip me out too. That's why I'm scared.
Yeah, so my cousin did it, but he did it like the right way. Where
That's what you're supposed to do with like a shaman and all that.
Yeah, where he didn't have any salt in his diet. He didn't eat any meat. Like there was a bunch of rules and regulations and all.
What
that.
did he say about it?
He said that it was a very mild trip.
Mild trip. Did he learn anything about himself or anything?
I'll put it to you like this: he lives in Chicago now. He owns a gun and he votes Republican.
Oh, so he got the other way. He went all the way. He went scary. Yeah, he went scared.
So it's like it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I thought he was gonna be walking around barefoot, growing his own corn.
Yeah. I try to get all I'm reading this book, The Tools, which is really good. That actually Chaz Palminteri told me to read. He's actually the therapist in like Hollywood that Jonah Hill did a documentary about. I sent you the name of the book.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I
We were
enjoyed
talking
that.
about it. You read it?
I saw the documentary.
Yeah. Well, the book is incredible, and he gives you tools you can apply, and I've been applying them, and they work. It really works, and it's like things like that. It's like people who get to you, just like you do this thing where you just like you're surrounded by all this warmth, all this warm energy, and then you take it in, and then you just give it into them, and it works. And it's just like you just kind of, you're like you just give it to them, and so you just get rid of it. Because then if you start hating people, you can get in that loop. He calls it the loop of like hating someone or some injustice or something. And like it just starts eating you away and it's really not doing anything for you. And you just give a lot of love. You throw it in there and it's like you just give it away. You just get it. It's not mine. It's not, here's love.
That's such a
way to handle things?
No, it's such a smart way of handling things and easier said than done. And every time I've done it, it always works.
It always works.
It always works.
Yeah.
It never lets you down.
Yeah.
I remember having a situation where I felt I was like, I was slighted, but to let this person know that I didn't like them, I would behave a certain way in front of other people just to let them know I still don't like you.
Yeah.
And it was draining me and it made everyone else feel uncomfortable. And once I let go of that shit, I felt free. I was bringing that shit home, talking to my wife about it.
Yeah.
My daughter would overhear
It's
it.
bad.
I was walking around like heavy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even that serious. It was like, whatever, some bullshit. But I was harboring negativity.
Yeah.
And once I let it go, I felt like,
Yeah.
oh man, I was just so much lighter. And every now and then, you gotta reintroduce yourself to that ideology because we forget. And sometimes it's easier to go that route. Oh, it feels easier.
Yeah, no, it
It
does.
feels easier.
And especially if you were conditioned to it by parents or something like that, or by whatever, your society or just whatever it is, it's tough. It's harder, but it's more rewarding. I've learned in my older years, I don't have time anymore for anyone who isn't open to new. Like if you're like not, if you're one of those people who just like stays, I'm like that's because that's how like my mom was. You know what I mean? I thought I would get. My mom was like a horrible narcissist. So I was like, I thought I would be getting through to her, and then she'd come back and it would be the same, like no change. And so I'm like triggered and traumatized by that shit. And so now I've realized like, oh, okay, that's a type of personality I want. Like I need to, anyone is in my life where I talk to has to be like, and then have the ability to change or like learn something new or have an insight about themselves and be genuine about it and be like, be growing and kind of like engage with life, not stuck in this fucking little box of like
and a lot of
with a gun trying to shoot anyone who comes into it. I'm not into that. I'm not with that.
Yeah, it's I'm not even fucking with that, yo.
I'm not even fucking with that anymore.
Yeah, a lot of times the confines of like religion or politics keep people in a box like that.
Yeah.
Because it's very,
Whatever
or
it
whatever,
is.
whatever. The way they were just brought up, but you have to, like step out of that.
That's no good, man. It's like a waste of time. It's like talking to a brick wall in a lot of ways. People don't want to, like I love talking to people like you where I learn something or I get an insight or I feel like, we're exchanging like, yo, I'm doing this. Oh shit. And then like, try that. Like, oh yeah. What do you read it? What do you, how you,
Yeah,
it's like new things. It's moving.
Yeah.
It's open.
Right. And
vulnerable, open.
Yeah, and I constantly do that. But there's times where it is tough, but it never fails me when I go that route. Which, like an example, what you shared was like kind of letting go. That should never, it never fails you.
It's always
It
works.
never fails you.
It's just hard. That's the thing is it's hard. But when you remind yourself and then you just, the thing is you can't, nothing fixes itself. You can't just go, I want to. That's what I've learned. You can't just sit there and go like, I want to be different. It's like you have to put effort into it
but also,
over and over again.
Also, we have to understand that no one's exempt from tragedy and all that. We're all going to experience that. And it's okay. It's part of life. We're all going to experience loss. We're all going to experience like hardships. But having that frame of mind, it just makes it like a little more acceptable.
Yeah.
And, you're going to accept it. When we lose something or somebody, we got to accept it and look at it like wholeheartedly, like it's fine, but go through the process of mourning, grieving, and all that stuff. And it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
We're having a deep conversation. Jesse's just making sure your dog doesn't chew any of the electrical wires.
Now, she won't chew that.
She's about to knock over all the cameras. she got herself backed up in this corner over here.
Sergio Chicon, one of my favorite people on the absolute planet. I mean, one of the great people walking on this globe. Check him out wherever he's performing. He's one of my favorite comedians. One of the people who makes me gut laugh. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of guys who bring me to tears.
Oh yeah, you're making me uncomfortable,
Yeah,
but I do like it.
It's a natural funny that is hard to replicate. A good soul. Also, I don't know. I mean, he's too booked. I can't even tell you if you're. I can't even say like you call him up. Like you got too many people who want to work out with you.
Nah, man, the door's always open. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yo, you got to start jacking up price. You got to double the prices or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I start doing 2-for-1s. Like, listen, man, it's gonna come out cheaper if you guys work out together.
Yeah. I mean,
I
you
want money
work.
in my pocket.
You have a lot of clients. You do personal training for, but it's boxing. They come and they box.
Yeah,
You're a
boxing
boxing trainer.
specific,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's boxing specific, and you've gotten extremely popular
It's a lot
doing
of
it.
fun too, man. I still enjoy doing it.
Yeah. Somebody like it would be funny if somebody who lives somewhere else pays you like a shit ton of money because they just let you.
Yo, what's she eating?
She's eating.
She gets caught and she just looks to the side.
Yeah.
She got something.
Something she's eating. No, it's in there. She's still chewing on it.
Let's see.
Yeah. Let's see what it is. What is
It's
it?
screw.
Oh no!
She was
That is
chewing on a
not what we
screw?
want.
That is a tough ass dog.
Yeah. You do not want to eat that. That could have been really bad.
Yeah.
That could have.
So the other day I took her to the.
Wow, that could have been real bad if she
She ate a
swallowed
whole
that.
tennis ball. She crushed it.
Yeah.
Made eye contact with me. I ate it like a pelican. She went,
Yeah,
And
make
then-
sure there's no
and-
screws down there.
and then I never saw it again.
Yeah.
I
She didn't shit it out or nothing?
No, I didn't.
Really?
know it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Koda. Why did you name her Koda?
Her father was named Koda. Her mother's name was Mayday. I wasn't going to yell out, Mayday, Mayday.
Yeah.
So I thought Koda was a fun name, named
Koda
after her
Serge.
father.
Thanks for coming through, dog.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. Thank you.
SergioChicon.com.
Yeah,
And
the
follow
website's
him up.
there.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the shows that we have in Long Island.
Woo!
Wilbur, that's
Come
gonna be
see
dope.
us. Yeah, come see us. Hopefully, Jesse come out too. Huntington, Long Island. Sergio and me. August 17th in Huntington, Long Island. As you know, Boston, July 8th. Sony Hall, November 4th in New York City. And I'm probably forgetting. Red Bank, New Jersey. At Vogel, November 4th, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, come check us out. And probably some more too. But, just follow Sergio wherever he goes.
Appreciate you, family.
Take care, family. What's up? Want to give a small business shout out to our business shout outs. They're businesses and they're small, but they may be big by now. And if I want to see like Shark Tank, I want to see numbers. I want to see sales. Because then maybe the price tag goes up. I want to see sales. Even though the YouTube numbers have gone down, price tag goes up because the listening numbers are still great. Brooklyn Cannery, brooklyncannery.com. Yannis Pappas, all one word, 15% off your next order of delicious prebiotic sodas. All natural, low calorie, and delicious. I not only am an advocate, but I'm also a client. I order cases to my house because they got delicious flavors and they taste good. So brooklyncannery.com. Promo code Yannis Pappas for 15% off. Replace your bad sodas with good ones. Jared Z, exclusiveautoshipping.com. You know the deal. If you're moving your car, just hit them up at exclusiveautoshipping.com. And they got free military discounts and also free student discounts that are available. So if you're moving your car, you bought your car out of state, exclusiveautoshipping.com will move it. That's great. Chris Minetti, 215-750-3730. Okay? This podcast is sponsored by Minetti Financial Services. If you need to check cash in the Philly, South Jersey area, call Chris. Minetti is the name he's given us, but I'm not sure if that's the actual name. 215-750-3730. Give him a buzz. That's the only information I can give you. His phone number. And that's probably a P.O. Box phone number. For the free .art, music in Hawaii. Okay, I don't know why they're still with us. SportsHorseFarrier.com. What can I tell you? This is all about the feet of horses. She'll clean them out. She will take off those hoofs. That's what farriers do. I didn't know what a farrier was. I wanted to do this podcast just so I could learn what a farrier is, and now I know. And so this podcast is now over. If you're in the Nashville area, not to get too specific, and even to not even get even more specific, if you own a horse or if you know someone who owns a horse. Horses are like $100K, aren't they?
Yeah.
So if you're a fucking wasp or rich Chinese, let's be honest, because that's the only people who own horses, is fucking Nikola Jokic, rich wasps, and the Chinese. And you live in Nashville because you happen to also be a country music fan. Hit up sporthorsefarrier.com. Speak to our girl, Sam Gubera. She's an incredible farrier, and she gives you reasonable prices, and you will not believe the fire on the feet of your horses when she's done with them. She's the best farrier in the biz. Call her at 864-200-9007. Give her a call just to say hello as well. Or sportshorsefarrier.com. We love you, Sam Gubera. Manly Girly Studios. Okay, as you know, was taken down. I'm going to stop saying that. Beep it. Maybe that's what's going on with our numbers. Just beep that.
right, yep.
Because who knows with this dumb algorithm. I'm not saying that, and we'll see what happens with this episode. They lost one of their shows. But they got other ones coming. And Reality is a suggestion is their new show, which is my expression that I had t-shirts. By Arturo Lorenzo. So hit him, go check him out at manlygirlystudios.com. We're on YouTube, Manly Girly Studios. And get 40% off your first studio recording at Manly Girly Studios. If you're in the North Carolina specific area, somewhere in North Carolina, they have studios. And if you want to report a podcast, you can rent out their studio, which is great. So if you're in North Carolina and you want to start a podcast that's going to go nowhere, hit up manlygirlystudios.com. If it's a dream year, who knows? Show me up. If you're in North Carolina, go to Manly Girly Studios. Start your rubber band aficionado podcast or your coin collecting podcast. Start it up and show me wrong. Prove me wrong. DisplaysPros.net. I don't read it unless Jared's here, so you don't get a read. No, they set up your booths, right? They set up booths.
Yep.
If you need stuff, they'll build it.
No, they'll print it.
They'll print it. They'll print it if you need stuff. What's the deal is with the what? What's the deal is for 10% off your first purchase at DisplayPros.net if you need to build a booth at some sort of convention or something like that. You need a custom display, DisplayPros.net. Staffing Beaver, thank God you're still with us. Guys, just go with Staffing Beaver. If you're forming a fake company, you need fake employees. Go with Staffing Beaver. Whether your company is real or not, hit up staffingbeaver.com and they will find you people to work remotely from other countries, wherever. I mean, global talent is the hack to growing your business, and that's the truth. Don't let our labor laws stop you from getting the best deal to pad your bottom line. So no supplies, get out of here. Don't worry, Staffing Beaver will get you somebody who will take care of the supplies. Make sure to follow them on Twitter too, @StaffingBeaver, for everything global talent. And the guy that runs its name's what? Rob. Hit up Rob. Okay, a 30-minute discovery call can save you 70% on what you're currently paying to fill roles locally. So if you got a business, it's worth a call. It's worth a 30-minute call with Rob. What's his number? Did he give us a number?
No, he didn't. Just go to staffingbeaver.com.
Just go to staffingbeaver.com, and you'll get 10% off your first placement fee if you mention me. All right. And now we got, finally, we got...
New copy.
It's a new copy from our favorite insurance company.
That's right.
Down there in St. Petersburg, Florida. Listen, Fetaverse. How y'all feeling out there? Y'all good? It's your favorite sauce monkey insurance agent coming in at you from my office in my ma's basement. Today I have a testimonial from one of my clients. I like this copy. Derek, owner of the Pink Flamoon Crockpit Flamingo Bar and Grill in Jacksonville. One night, one of the barbacks was taking the trash out by the pond and the gator bit his damn foot off. We were able to locate the foot because the workers' comp policy I bought from Matt was luckily able to get it sewn back on with nothing out of pocket. Thanks, Matt. So give Matt a call at 813-260-0338 down here in Florida. I'm probably just sitting in my office watching the Tim Dillon podcast, wishing I could afford to advertise on there. That's exactly right. You're stuck with me, brother. Matthew Albani with hit him up. That's his number, 813-260-0338. Or you can go to mainsuranceservices.com, mainsuranceservices.com to get your fucking business covered. He sells all types of insurance. All types. You dating a gold digger? Hit up My Insurance. They got you covered if she steals your wallet. You know, you get a hooker. You know, you do horse tranquilizers with her. You wake up, your wallet's gone in a hotel room. Hotel's covered, and you got a free wallet. That's the type of Florida shit they cover. All right? You do bath salts, you die, your family's covered. It's a health insurance policy for bath salts overdoses only. So hit up mainsuranceservices.com. You get a tit job? And you're stripping at a club, and you still need to breastfeed because you got another kid on the way? My Insurance Service got you covered. Hit up mainsuranceservices.com or call them at 813-260-0338. Pour some sugar on me. It's the best stripping song of all time. We'll see you next week.